Good morning. I want to thank Sarita for inviting me here to speak at this press conference. I want to thank all the attendees that braved the sweltering heat to be out here. I want to thank the media for being here and listening to what we have to say. Crime is down. How many times have I heard that cliche in the last 6, 7, 8 years? Crime is down. So according to the governor's office, according to the mayor's office, or the past 3 mayors, crime keeps going down every month. We should be at 0. We should have nobody getting punched in the face in the subway. You know what I would like to hear? Just about 3 days ago, in my district, I had a soccer match where 2 young immigrants were stabbed and 1 is dead. That's not crime. A 16-year-old did it. A 16-year-old. About a week before that, we had a young lady, 36 years old, a good immigrant that came here to build a life, slashed in the throat, found dead on 86th Street in Bay Ridge, 86th and 5th. That's not a crime? How are you going to tell me that crime is down? How are you going to tell me that public safety is not an issue? I was a cop for 27 years. I've been to that place over there just a block away called Puzzle Palace, police headquarters. You guys know the terminology. The nickname is Puzzle Palace. Why? Because when I go to Comstat over there, all the numbers are fudged. Bull crap. That's what I have to call bull crap. And assault 2 becomes an assault 3. A robbery that is clearly a robbery gets misclassed to grand larceny. A burglary gets misclassed to criminal trespass. And crime is underreported. What's the purpose of a 99-cent store owner to report a larceny to the police if 1, it takes the police 2 hours to get there, 2, nothing is done even if the thief is caught? He just wants to keep doing his business. So how are you going to tell me crime is down? My constituents call me. I got punched in Union Square, Senator. What I do? I said, let's go report it to the police. But I'm afraid I don't want to wait for them. I don't want to take a hassle. What's going to happen to them if they get caught? I say, well, they punch you in the face. It's an assault 3. They're going to let them right out the door. What is that? So we have an attorney general right now. Let's break that title down. The general of attorneys. The general of all the attorneys in New York State. Shouldn't she be pressing Alvin Bragg right here in Manhattan to actually prosecute somebody? You know what? I was a cop in Manhattan right here in the Lower East Side in the 7th Precinct for 10 years. I arrested people. And I was a good cop. Right? My service is public record. I have 1 CCRB. It says, I cursed at a young black gentleman. Maybe I did, right? But if that's all he accused me of after arresting 200 people, I say I'm a pretty stellar cop. With that said, right, most cops out here are great cops. They do like helping the public. They're people like us, raising a family, going to work, and they do want to make a difference. Let them do their jobs. Help them do their jobs. Help them prosecute their arrests. And that's what we need. I need, as a senator, in the Senate, I have legislation. Who thought it was a great idea to put a homeless shelter full of single men, where a lot of them was let out of Rikers Island, right next to a subway station? Have we seen the headlines of people getting pushed onto the tracks, people getting stabbed and punched, like Madeline mentioned, like Sarita has mentioned, punched in the face, stabbed for no reason, unprovoked? So who thought it was a great idea to put a homeless shelter? I'm talking about 20 feet from a subway station where our grandmas and grandpas travel and do their business. Our shopkeepers are right there. Our kids are going to school. Who thought that was a great idea? Yes, we need to help the homeless. Right now we have how many thousands of cells empty in Rikers Island? Why can't we retrofit them and make them, there's no community over there to jeopardize. Why can't we retrofit them into single room occupancy rooms for these homeless people? Why can't we convert, a couple of months ago, I was traveling back from Albany. There's an MTA building sitting on top of the tracks in the Bronx. It's a huge building. There's no community there. Hello, the MTA needs some money. The city needs the space. Hi, genius. How about that? Oh, why? I wonder why. Because nobody's getting paid probably, right? That's why we need an attorney general to be my partner up in Albany to actually investigate corruption, to actually investigate and prosecute people, to be the director of our symphony of district attorneys so that we can actually prosecute people and hold people accountable for murder, for rape, for assault, for robberies, for burglaries, and every piece of crime that's victimizing the innocent in New York City, whether the innocent victims are immigrants, whether they are the poor, the rich, the middle class, the hardworking people, the city folks that are getting punched in the face, the MTA workers. How about that? Are we just going to let them keep getting punched in the face without ramifications? So I need a partner. I need a partner that's actually going to be effective in directing all these district attorneys. And that person is Sarita Kumari Reddy. Thank you.